Did Funding Engineer just go scam? Did they do a rug pull? Are they a scam company? I don't believe so, but currently they are facing a major setback because their technology backend provider, FPFX, actually just went ahead and cut the switch on them. They're no longer providing their services. So their CEO, the Funding Engineer CEO, said, "Today, without warning or discussion, our dashboard provider for Funded Engineer decided to terminate our service, remove us from all historical chats and conversations, and turn the technology lights off from our business. On top of this, again, without communication, it was decided to run a negative PR campaign, and no one reached out for them to comment. So they're working to resolve this and make sure that they are doing the right things and the right steps to make sure that, they come back strong and everything's okay." But obviously this is a huge, setback, and people are really worried. People with funded accounts, they have open trades. Are they going to get their funded accounts back? Are they going to get their payouts? What is this going to do for the longevity of the firm? So essentially, at a first glance, it appears that from FPFX's point of view is that Funding Engineer was running a month-long scheme to mislead customers by creating fake accounts and generating fictitious payouts. Now, what's interesting is that essentially Funding Engineer would be creating these ghost, prop traders, giving them funded accounts, and then, giving them quote unquote fake payouts and then promoting those payouts on their, social media to essentially show, hey, we're paying out all this money. We're paying out tons of money. Come join our firm. So I guess that is FPFX's claim. And, of course, Funding Engineer is going to be disputing this. But what's really interesting is that on February 4th, the trader CEO, the Funding Engineer CEO said, Funding Engineer and their other firm will soon have their own tech, our own broker, and a fully dedicated team for everyone to back it behind it. So as far as they're concerned, they're not just another FPFX firm. Yes, we did start with FPFX, but those days are over very soon. So what's really interesting here is that Funding Engineer and their other firm, which is Formed Funding, is actually looking to move away from FPFX, which, creates a different dynamic here that maybe FPFX was jealous, they're upset that they're going to be losing this income, and maybe other firms are going to realize that, hey, we don't need FPFX anymore. We can do this on our own and we can do it better. So it's actually really interesting to look at this dynamic. I actually have accounts with Funded Engineer, and I enjoyed their process, and I enjoy their rules. I enjoy their balance-based drawdown, and they always run, great sales and great prices. So in general, I had a very good experience so far. And when I saw this news, I was very, very, I guess to say the least, worried and skeptical. But the more I looked into it, the more I realized that, there's a little bit more to this. And this individual right here, I don't actually know his relationship to Funding Engineer, but he makes some good point that there are probably tons of firms that are doing way worse than Funding Engineer claims to be doing with these fake payouts and stuff like that. But apparently there are other firms that have fake payouts, the ones that deny payouts, the ones that have non-matching stats, the ones that have fake reviews, and so forth. So it's interesting why, out of all the firms, I've heard nothing but good things about Funding Engineer, and really they've done well. And I can't imagine that Funding Engineer is the worst firm that this technology provider works with. So I'm really interested to see, how this plays out and whether or not Funding Engineer can bounce back from this. And if this was actually, a targeted action by FPFX to show other firms that, hey, don't be moving away from us. We want your business. And, if you're not, we're going to, cut you off. So anyways, that's kind of the update here. As of now, Funding Engineer does not have a back-end software to be really running, their prop firm business, which is critically important. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do in the meantime and how they're going to respond and how they're going to give their traders, the right thing. What are they going to do to make this right? So, interesting situation. I believe that Funding Trader will make it out of this, especially because they have hinted at having their own broker, their own dedicated team, and their own technology. So if they are working on that stuff, then they should be able to bounce back from this. If not, then it's just part of this industry. It really, it sucks. So it's just going to be, always be wary, guys, that these firms can disappear overnight. So do your best to protect yourself. always, if possible, continue to build your own accounts. You don't quit your job just because you passed a funded account. They don't really mean anything. I would be very, very wary. So it'll be interesting. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you if there are any updates. Subscribe, like the video, leave some comments, and I'll see you later.